Shalom, brothers and sisters. My name is Brother Malak from the 12 Tribes United. This is Brother Yawasap Aparium. And we're going to continue at Obey the Powers That Be. And also, why are we getting killed and hurt and brutalized by these cops out here? And why is the so-called white man over us? This is part 2 of what we just was doing. Now, we stopped at Romans 13, verse 5. Now we're going to go to 6.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 6. For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are God's ministers attending continually upon this very thing.
So the scriptures tell us to pay tribute. What is paying tribute? That means taxes. All right, you got certain groups like the Moors, certain even Israelites that say we don't got to pay taxes. No, the scriptures command us to. The taxes represent slavery, because when you're in captivity, you pay taxes. All right, don't try to evade it. Don't try to get around it, because you're gonna go in jail for what? For tax evasion, and that's a heavy, serious offense. All right, don't do that. Don't be out here making money and then you don't report back the money that you're making. You know, you're supposed to live honestly among the Gentiles. All right. So go ahead and 7.
Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor.
All right, so it's telling us to whoever you know you need a tribute to tribute. Whoever custom is custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. So, you know, just like you go in front of a judge, you know, they like to say, Your Honor, you know, do that. But don't swear. Do not put your right hand on the Bible. Don't do that, because that's going into swearing on the Constitution, and the Constitution is wicked. So, you know, but when you're in front of the judge, yes sir, no sir. It's that simple. Not go up there and talk crap and point in his face, talking about you're a white man, you're gonna die and all this. That's madness. You know, you're in front of the judge. You know, keep your composure and answer whatever questions is asked of you. All right? Go ahead, 8.
Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law.
So it says, owe no man anything. So what is that going into? You know, you borrow money, you pay back. You know, if you borrow money from this system, you got a loan, pay that loan back. Don't sit there and fool around and try to dodge tax collectors and try to dodge you know, people that's coming back to collect their money, because you had no problem going after them for the money, asking them for the money, begging them for the money, and they happen to give you a loan, and now you wanna act like you're not home and stuff like that. That's not correct. That's stealing. All right. It says love one another. You know, even your own brethren. So you definitely got to do it to your own brethren. Go ahead, 9.
For this, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in the same. Namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
All right, so not only are we supposed to keep the laws of the powers that be, we also supposed to keep, you know, the Most High's laws. Just like the powers that be tell you, if you steal, you're going to jail. Whatever type of stealing you're doing, well, the scriptures also say thou shalt not steal. You understand? So if the law does not contradict the laws of the Most High, then we're supposed to follow that. All right, next scripture, brother.
We're doing 9, 1 through 9, or is it?
No, yeah, 13, 1 through 9.
Or is this Acts?
We're going to Matthew.
The books of Acts, 5, 27, 29.
Okay.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 27 to 29. And when they had brought them, they sent them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, Did not we straitly command you that we should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled in Jerusalem with your doctrine, and tend to bring this man's blood upon us.
All right, so when the apostles went in front of the council, they were being accused because they were told not to teach the name, not to teach the name of the Messiah, not to preach his doctrine. Let's see if they obeyed that, because the scriptures do say obey the powers that be, right? So let's see if they obeyed that. Let's see, because this is the Most High is telling us. The Most High told us to preach the gospel. So these men are telling them not to do it. Let's see which one. Let's see what they say. Let's see if they say obey the powers that be. Go ahead.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
You see that? So in this case, because it was the Most High, what the Most High said, they obeyed the Most High. So they knew the balance between the two. If they tell you, if the judges, the governors tell you to break the Most High's laws, that's when the Most High's law comes into play. We're like, no, we can't do that. We respect you, and do it respectfully. Don't go and yell at them. We're not doing that. Like your boss tells you to work on the Sabbath, but the Most High told you to keep the Sabbath, not to work. So you got to be respectful. As long as the power is over you, don't tell you to break the Most High's commandments. But once they start stepping the line, think they can just tell you anything, and you're supposed to obey that, you're supposed to accept homosexuality and all this other foolishness. No, that's not in the Bible. All right, obey the Most High rather than men. All right, in those cases. So somebody will ask, could you say obey your mother and father, your father and mother? But if your father and mother tell you to break the Most High's commandments, then this is the scriptures that we use. We're like, no, we can't do that. Okay? This is what we're talking about. Go to the next scripture, brother. That's it?
Oh yes, this is it. We now have to go to Luke 14:26.
Okay.
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, ye, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
All right, so that sounds like a contradiction. They say, why would he tell you to hate your mother and your father and your wife and your children? The reason why it says this, it means hate the evil. Let's just say you have a family that does not believe in the scriptures. You're not supposed to follow them over the commandments. Like if your father tell you, I want you to go outside and, break the Sabbath. Go buy me some pork. You're supposed to say, no, we're not supposed to be doing that. All right? It's not to be disrespectful, but you obey your mother, your father in righteousness, not obey them in wickedness. If they being wicked, they're trying to make you do wickedness, you got to tell them, look, I'm going to obey the Most High. All right? But if they telling you to do something that's not against the Most High's commandments, then you obey to honor your mother and honor your father and your mother. All right? That's what it's talking about. Hate the evil that they're doing, not physically hate them and want to kill them. Talking about hate the evil. All right? To hate the sin in that person, hate what they're doing. All right? You choose your brothers and sisters in Christ over your mother and father if your mother and father is wicked. It says in brethren and sisters and wife, and children. Let's say if your wife and your children, your whole family is going off. They're not keeping the Most High's commandments. That's when you hate them, meaning you hate what they're doing. You understand? You might even have to separate from them. All right, so don't misinterpret what is being said that you have to obey all the powers that be that's over you, but then they being wicked and telling you to break the Most High's laws. No, that's not what that's talking about. Let's get everything straight. There's always a balance in the scriptures. All right, what's the next one? Matthew's 10.
Matthews
10, 34 and 37. 34 through 37.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34 to 37. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
All right, so the reason why everybody think he's coming back to bring flowers, to pass out tulips. This is not what he came for. Scripture say he have not come to send peace, but a sword, meaning death. Let's find out why. Go ahead, 35.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against his mother, and the daughter-in-law against his mother-in-law.
Why does it say that he's coming to send variance? Because some people in your family may not believe. Here it is, you're the only one in your family who accepts these scriptures, who accepts Christ. All right? And everybody else in your family, they don't accept them. They don't accept these scriptures, including sometimes your own wife. Why does it say a sword? Because sometimes back then, if your own family wanted to put you to death over what you believed in. You know, your own family wanted to stone you. So that's why he said not peace, but a sword. Okay? So that's what that's talking about. Go ahead, 36.
And a man's foe shall be they of his own household.
So sometimes your enemies is of your own household. Why? Because they don't accept these scriptures. Everybody else want to follow what they want to follow. You're the only one woken up. So now you're in your house. Now it's division in your house, and you possibly got to get out of there because here it is, your own family. They coming against you. Back then, sometimes they want to put you to death. All right, that's what that's going into. So it happens sometimes. Go ahead, 37.
37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
You see that? He's not saying don't love your family. Don't love your, father and mother. But the reason why it says more than me, you know why? Because sometimes your family, once again, they're being wicked. They want you to be wicked with them. And you tell them, no, look, I'm following the scriptures. I'm following Christ. All right? I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing all this stuff that's against the scriptures. But if you follow your wicked family instead of what the scriptures say, the scriptures say you're not worthy of me, meaning not worthy of what? Eventually, the kingdom. You're not going to get the kingdom of heaven because you rather follow your wicked family members than follow the scriptures. So that's what that means. 38.
And he that taketh not his cross and follows after me is not worthy of me.
What does it mean take your cross? Does it mean physically pick up a cross and walk around and beat yourself with it? Like you got some of our people doing, some of our Hispanic brothers, walking around with a cross on their back. No, it means take up the suffering. Sometimes we got to suffer. Sometimes we go through things because of this truth. You got to take up your cross, whatever your cross is. Your cross may be your wife left you because of this truth. Your children don't want to have nothing to do with you. Your parents disowned you. That's that cross is speaking of, meaning the tribulation that you might go through because of this truth. You have to take it. You have to take it and follow it. 39, then we're done with that.
He that findeth his life shall lose it. He that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
You see that? So if you find this life, here it is, you love this world, you love this life, you love your life. Scripture says you're going to lose it. That's what's going to happen. How you going to lose it? You're not going to make it to the kingdom. All right? Because you love this world, you love your family, you love wicked people more than these scriptures. Scriptures say you're going to lose your life. And it says if you lose your life for his sake, you're going to find it. What does that mean? Lose your life for his sake. That means for his sake, you suffer. Even lose some of your life. Lose your life down here. You're going to find it. We're going to end this and we're going to say shalom and get ready for part 3.
Shalom, brothers.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.